You're with Business Today. I'm Sally Bundock. Now let's focus on Boeing. It has agreed to plead guilty to a criminal fraud conspiracy charge to resolve a US Justice Department investigation linked to two 737 MAX fatal crashes. US prosecutors recommended the Department of Justice brings criminal charges against the plane maker. It follows a claim by the DOJ that Boeing had violated a settlement related to the two fatal crashes. Boeing has previously denied violating the deferred prosecution agreement. The DOJ also said the plane maker agreed to pay a criminal fine of $243.6 million. John Strickland is an airline analyst, and I asked him if this was the outcome he was expecting.
It wasn't clear, to be honest, which way they would go. Certainly this way, from their point of view, is a tidier solution that avoided them getting into a protracted legal battle. On the other hand, if we look at the families of those victims of the two crashes of the MAX aircraft, they regard this as getting off lightly, and they'll be pushing a federal judge to overturn this guilty plea today. If
it's not overturned, for Boeing, it spares the company a contentious trial that could have exposed many of the company's decisions leading up to the fatal MAX plane crashes. And that's really why, do you think Boeing is agreeing to this at this point?
Certainly they will be wanting to limit exposure, but having said that, this only applies to a period before the two accidents. And of course, we recently, this year, had the incident of the Alaska 737 aircraft where the emergency door detached in flight, which put the spotlight firmly back on Boeing. We've just seen recent Senate hearings, including an intense grilling of the outgoing CEO. So the spotlight is not off Boeing, and it's not on them for reasons that they would wish. There's very much focus on their performance and the inadequate quality controls and processes they've had in place. The CEO, as I mentioned, will step down before the end of the year. Other executives have left, and all of that in commercial terms leaves them producing less aircraft than they would plan to be doing right now. So airlines are very unhappy about late deliveries of planes. It also means they can't focus on the future in terms of producing new models, which leaves them exposed to the decades ahead.
Also, a guilty plea potentially threatens Boeing's ability to secure lucrative contracts elsewhere with the government, with NASA, for example, do you think?
That's right. Certainly that's my understanding of the legal situation. Equally, there can be waivers put in place, and I'm sure Boeing will have discussed that, because military work is a fundamentally important part of the business, along with its commercial aircraft production.
Well, in the past hour or so, a lawyer for the families of MAX crash victims has said they are highly disappointed by the deal reached between Boeing and the DOJ. Robert A. Clifford, attorney at Clifford Law, says much more evidence has been presented over the last 5 years that demonstrates the culture of Boeing putting profits over safety hasn't changed. This plea agreement only furthers that skewed corporate objective.